Hello everyone, this is Charles Walhingford back again with another video, and this video is something that I was told I needed to do. I needed to tell you why or what Charles Walhingford is, meaning why I'm making these videos and what I am or who I am. I wanted to start out with this video first. We're going to go in a progression of what took place, what takes place to make these videos, and number one, why I do these videos. For most of you, you probably already figured out I love watches and everything else, but it's a little bit more to that. It's deeper than that, and I want to go into it with you to understand what I'm all about. So I want you guys to know this is going to take a while, so this won't be one video, and I know with the way YouTube works, no one's going to want to sit here for an hour listening to me, so we're going to break it up into different parts and such. So let's get started with this part. The first thing is, what is the first thing I made videos on? Watches. Watches are my thing, and honestly speaking, what got me into wanting to do watches, or what started me with watches, if you've been with me for a while now, you'll know that my father had that Bulova Accutron Space View. That watch was the watch that really got it all started. It got me all started, it got me into collecting watches. It was a wonderful looking watch, at least I thought so at that time. It was a cool looking watch, and it was skeletonized. A skeletonized watch is exactly what I love to look at. Skeletonized watches are awesome, absolutely awesome. I advise anybody to check out a skeletonized watch. I mean, if you don't like a skeletonized watch, you don't like watches. I'm going off on a tangent, but I'm sorry. But my father got me into liking watches. So he was one of the direct reasons why I start making these videos, but as far as the indirect reason, even greater. The indirect reason is he and I have a lot in common. We have a lot of things we don't have in common. He is the kind of person that hopes and wishes and believes everything's going to eventually turn out. Hopefully it'll turn out. I'm sure it's going to turn out. I pray it's going to turn out. That's his thought process. Mine is the opposite, and he helped really bring that out. He really helped bring that out of me to make that work. My father, to jump right into it, he's a drug addict. Now, he's not currently actively, as far as I know, into drugs, but the term drug addict never leaves you. You're always a drug addict in a technical sense. You may not ever do it again and everything else, but that's the proper term, at least these days. That was the proper, but this is the proper term now. But for him, his drugs, like any drug addict, destroys and messes up everything, not just him, but things around him. And he really did that with his family, including me. I didn't really get to see it as much when I was younger, and just like any good drug, it doesn't just hit right away. The repercussions don't just come right away. It comes later in life, especially when you have more. And he would leave me, and when I got to high school, he would leave me up at my high school. I would have practice every day, and he wouldn't come pick me up after practice. He didn't have anything else to do. He didn't have to stay for work. He would leave me, and the thing is, I had practice every day. Every day I had practice. It wasn't like once in a while I had practice Wednesdays and Thursdays and sometimes Fridays. No, Monday through Friday I had practice, and I played sports in high school all year round. If I was in school, actually even when I wasn't in school, I had practice during the summers too. All year round, I had practice. So it wasn't I forgot, and that's what he would tell me, he forgot. And those things, it hurt. It hurt to be left up at school in the dark almost all night long. Somebody would eventually come get me, a family member or something, because I would have to walk to a phone, because there's no cell phones then. Walk to a phone and get somebody to pick me up that lived probably clear across town, somewhere nowhere near. So it would take hours for me to get home. And my school wasn't close, so it wasn't like I could just take a long walk home. It would have taken hours upon hours to get home. And then I learned about his drug addiction, because I didn't know he had a drug addiction. And I learned about his drug addiction, and then I was like, wow, that's just awful. Along with that, with my father, later on, while I was in college, trying to make something of myself, now that I'm older, 18 and more, now my father began to use my name, because we shared the same name, so it was nice and easy. And he was my father, so he had a lot of my vital information, so he would take out credit cards in my name. And then when I got out of college, when I needed to take out a loan, I learned that I had all these unpaid bills and a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. And I felt really helpless. And that's another thing. I said, I'm not going to feel helpless. I'll be damned if I feel helpless. I'm going to let things happen to me. I'm going to make things happen. Everything I do. And that's what led me to make these videos. And so my feeling, either you're going to be a person to either learn from a mistake, or a person that gets lemons and makes lemonade, a person that bounces back, all those things. That's what I made sure that I was. I was a person that was going to bounce back from this. So in my mind, in my personality, and in the way I did business, I was no longer going to allow things to happen I couldn't allow to happen. And in the videos I saw on YouTube, I saw things I didn't like, I didn't care for, just said it could be much better. So I started making videos of my own. Why don't I just make this video? Why don't I just take hold and make a video that makes sense to me, or talk about things that should be talked about? And that's what I did with these watch videos. And of course, they morphed into other things. But that is the beginning. That's just the beginning. That's why I started, part of the reason why I started doing these videos, and what shaped me as a man also. So that's number one. That's part one. I'm going to have other parts, probably at least 3. But part 2 will be coming real soon. I hope this helps you understand who Charles Walhingford is. If this is just the beginning, I'll have more videos, like I said, about this. I hope I inspired some of you maybe to make videos of your own. Or I hope I inspire you to understand Charles Walhingford and follow Charles Walhingford even more. Again, my name is Charles Walhingford.